Tori says, don't make me sweat, but I just laughed.
Because I just washed my hair, and it's such a big ordeal. So I'm not looking to sweat. However, I am looking forward to one of your flows.
So, but probably for this one, you might sweat because you have to be, we want to be warm.
Yeah, so what are we doing today?
So we're going to do a little core strengthening and shoulder strengthening and opening, which will be a prep for some of the arm balances that we'll look at in my workshop.
Yay, your upcoming workshop, Intro to Inversions. What inversions are you going to do in your workshop?
So we're going to do forearm balance, and we're going to do a headstand and a handstand and end with shoulder stand. Okay. But it's all optional. So the whole idea is like if people have never ever done that before and they're curious about how to get into that, we'll look at that. And we're using the wall, so it's going to be like if you get somewhere and you're like, I'm good, then you stay there. Like it's all progressive. If you do it all the time, sometimes people can come into it like super easily because they have the muscles, but it might not be the right muscles. You know, when like guys are really strong and they can do forearm balance, you're like, yeah, but you have no core happening.
You see them grow, and they can like walk across the room, but their bum is this far from
So just those tweaking little things. Okay. So we'll just look at a couple of those.
So like if you're putting this in your home practice, this would be good to incorporate if you are interested in any of those things and you want to bring them into your home practice.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said to keep my socks handy. And I'm sort of
keep
scared.
them handy.
I'm scared of that.
So if you have slippery floor at home, I don't know, maybe in your kitchen, this will be something we can use for core strengthening. Socks or if you only have carpet, something that would slip underneath your feet, like a book or Tori even said like a plate or something that would cause that traction, but it's not necessary. It's just an option.
Okay, let's get going.
Let's do it. So,
I'm going to turn my Apple Watch.
Oh my God. This is all the type A's. Press go. Okay, so we're just going to start with a couple shoulder rolls. Like it's not going to be crazy, but we're not going to do the whole kumbaya thing. We're just going to jump right in. So, you know, if you come to my class, I'm like, breathe and center. We already did that.
Yes.
And do the wrists as well. That's a big one when we do our inversions, is having some space in the wrists. And maybe a little bit of this monkey grip, so we bring the elbow in behind, kind of push your head back into your arm a little bit, and then just swing it around and do the other side. It's like which way is the other side, and release that. Come into tabletop, and if cat-cow tilts would feel good, sometimes we just naturally maybe it'll come into the frame, so I'm not just like this voice that's happening on the other side. And then I like to warm up the wrists and the shoulders by doing like a back and forth. So almost like a seesaw action in your tabletop. Yeah, so it's warming up the wrists and the shoulders at the same time as involving your core. And then you can do that as well by extending one leg back. So extend your right leg back, tuck your toes, and now include your quad, your core, and just go back and forth a few times. Keep your head up in line with your spine so the whole spine is nice and strong. And try the other side. And just noticing, right, we're trying to tune into these muscles, the quad, the core. And back to table. And we'll take a few kind of dynamic thread the needles. So an opening, we'll start with the right arm, an opening as you breathe in and under. Maybe tap the shoulder down. So just trying to, you can do it a few times with your breath, trying to get into the space and behind the shoulders, a little bit of a twist. And we'll do maybe one more each side. Tori's a person, and same as me, it has to be even, right? You have to do the same, the same amount on both sides. And then come into a downward facing dog. And in our down dog, a big one is pulling the low belly in. So sometimes we forget that piece and people are like, oh, it's a lot on my wrists and my arms. So pulling the belly in and dropping your head. And then warming up the shoulders a little bit. So we're going to come forward into a high plank. And then downward facing dog. And just do this a few times. So with your breath, it's not like a really fast thing. I'll just let you go through with your own breath. And just noticing like the strength of the shoulders and the core and everything kind of connecting together. And then step up to the top of your mat. We'll do maybe 2 or 3 sun salutations just to warm up the whole body. So come to a halfway lift. And fold. Inhale to reach all the way up. So include your legs, your glutes, your core. And then exhale, fold forward, all the breath out. Halfway lift, long spine. Plant your hands high to low, or your choice can be no plank. Cobra or up dog, lift and lengthen. And then downward facing dog. And you can see Tori's really engaging her legs when she does that heart opener. So we want that to kind of activate the space in the upper body. Take a big breath in, hips high. And then exhale, go forward. Halfway lift and fold all the way up. So with your breath. And then exhale, fold forward. Keep the long spine, pull the belly in. Halfway lift again. Plant your hands high to low. You can step back, walk back, jump back, wherever you are warming up. Push into your hands, start to activate the arms. And it's as if you could roll the creases of your elbows forward to the top of your mat a little bit, making some space for the shoulders. Let's take one more breath here. Exhale, look forward, come up to the top of your space. Another halfway lift, and then fold. Let's do one more sun A. Reach up, and then go down. Lift and lengthen. Plant your hands high to low plank. Up dog or cobra, lift, and then downward facing dog. And from here, raise your right leg behind you just as high as your hip. And we want to keep the hips level or square to one another, and this is including the core. Both arms are really strong, so just seeing where the weight kind of lands here. And then I'm going to have you come into a turbo dog, so bringing your knee in towards your chest. And just pause here for a sec so we can show that your shoulders are over your wrist. She's got her head tucking in, heel coming up towards the bum. Push it back into your three-legged. And do that 2 more times. Come forward, round the spine like cat, and then push it back. Look how she pushes with her arms to reach back. 1 more time, please. And then push back, and we'll land in down dog. I'll give you a breath here, Tori. And then we'll try the other side. So left leg reaches back. Just start with this kind of action and use the whole height of your right leg so the hips aren't tipping. Yeah, it's like almost lengthening the right side torso back. Push, push into the heel. And now invite your core. You're going to come forward into that turbo dog round and push it back. And do that again. When you round, try to hug your heel up towards your bum and almost kiss your knee. And then push it back. Oh, she did. That's so cute. 1 more time. Come forward. Look at the shoulders forward over the wrists. And push it back, down dog. And then come into tabletop position. So here you might already be wanting to like roll out your wrists a little bit. You can sit back on your heels. Yeah, that's a good wrist stretch too, is turning the fingertips back to face you or rolling them out, or Tori's coming onto the top of her hands, giving a little bit of weight. So just check in with you as we kind of warm up here. And then we're going to do a little bit of core strengthening. So building on what we were just doing, which is core strengthening. So if you have socks or if you have something that you can use for slipping, and you might even fold, because we have the hard floor, just kind of fold your mat in half so we're still on frame for the camera. And you can, that might be slippy for your hands, but what we're going to do basically is kind of slide up and down from plank. Oh, she's done this before. That's why she's not very excited about it. No, I don't want you to slip. So just be careful if you are. Maybe just move your mat because it is slippery on itself. But anyways, about where we were, you can find your either down dog or if you're comfortable to come right into plank. Now this is a lot for your core. It's a lot for your back as well. But try not to do it with your face. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have you slide, and you can try with just one leg. Kind of slide your legs as if you could slide your feet up towards your wrists. Yeah, look at that. Oh my gosh, Tori, that's amazing. Now, can you slide them back? But keep your spine long and use your core. It is hard. This is really hard. So your feet might slide like 2 inches. Can you do it again? Lots of core. And then go back. It's sweaty and sticky and but this is it's reality. Or maybe you could even show with like one leg, not one leg doing the work, but just if somebody wanted to do like a one-legged variation. It would, no, I'm having a back problem today, so actually I can't really. But it would be like, I don't know, you could step up and then like use your core to kind of as if, and then switch, and maybe you drag back with the other leg. So just different levels, because Tori went right for the most advanced level. But basically, we're doing this to build our core strength.
You can do it with bent knees too.
Absolutely. I don't even think my legs would straighten. My hamstrings get so tight. Okay, one more is good. and then take a break. Take a water break. And you can take your socks off if you were using socks. We're going to come back and do a little bit into plank. Be doing like our little, almost little mini turbo dog from plank, touching the elbow to the triceps, which will then bring us into where we're going, which is our forearm balance for dolphin. So lots of shoulder, lots of core. Thank you, I was gonna fix that. If you've been to my class before, I have to like organize the mat so it's not tilted whatsoever. So come on to plank. And then as we would, and so you can also do this with one knee down if you would prefer. We're gonna bring that right knee towards the right elbow and then step it back. We'll do that 3 times on one side. See how she keeps her plank? Nothing moves with the shoulders and the arms in this variation. Super strong. Breathing. And of course you can bring your knees down, but we'll try the other side. It's like, and you're... Is it? It's a lot. It's a lot. Mm-hmm. And then where we're going with this, building all of this strength through the shoulders and a lot on the wrists, she's just naturally rolling out her wrists, is coming into forearm plank. So this is where we have the elbows underneath the shoulders instead of the wrist. And a great way to kind of measure this is if you have your elbows down and you can reach and kind of cup your elbows, and then the forearms go out. And a great way to hold the forearms there is to start with your palms up, right? So we're gonna keep the palms, the forearms where they are, and then just rotate. See if you can rotate just the bone and put your palms down. So it's gonna kind of catch your arms so the skin doesn't let you roll out. This is a forearm plank. You can stay here. If you're not breathing, I don't advise going any further. If you're okay here, look towards your thumbs. You're gonna start to walk your feet towards your elbows by lifting your bum. So this is a dolphin. And we have to be able to breathe here as well. So this is like core major. And then you can, of course, drop your knees, take a breath, come out, come back to plank. We'll do this about 3 times. Once we've built into our piked dolphin, and see, she's remembering to look forward. That's a big one here. Looking towards the thumbs, keeping the shoulders over the elbows. And if you are here in your dolphin and you're breathing, you could explore lifting one leg behind you, just to see what it feels like in your body, breathing. If that, usually we go with our favorite leg first. Yeah. And if that works for you, you could try the other leg. Your favorite leg will probably be the leg that you eventually will kick up with. So again, this is just a little demo of things that we're doing, building our strength, warming up the body. And from there, what we'll look at in the workshop is that dolphin, and then we'll just pop both of your legs up into what would be a forearm balance, but we'll be using the wall. If you're comfortable with that, Tori, you can come into that and do a little demo. I can, so same thing, she's gonna measure out the elbow, she's gonna set the forearm so that skin's kind of holding, she's gonna look forward towards her thumbs, and without being in a hurry, right? Sometimes we get really excited to get to where we're going. It's a little kick up with her favorite leg, and the wall is there, so it's like kicking up pretty far to know the wall's there, and then she's comfortable enough to kind of come away from the wall a little bit. It's a lot of core, so that's why we're building the strength for the shoulders and the core.
Yes.
So two big things before we do this: don't eat, and also don't have like lotion on your hands and your arms because it'll be slimy and slippery.
You can tuck in so you don't flash.
And wear a shirt that you
Although
can.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm just thinking of everybody at home who saw my belly. So. Okay, one more time.
One more time, and then you can treat yourself to a child's pose. Keep looking forward. Beautiful. So see, she's got her core pulling in. She's still looking at her thumbs, and the legs are doing the work. There's this up energy happening with the legs. Her spine is so nice and long here, and she's breathing. Beautiful.
Give me some love.
Give me some love. You want a little child's pose assist?
Thank you, Robin.
Nice one for the shoulders to give them some space. You could bring your arms down to the sides of your body. Maybe roll across your head a little bit.